Look at the Choke Gaming logo. Like, is that not the coolest logo you've ever seen? It is
pretty
so
sick.
good.
Yeah, of course, the UK-based team. They're I-55, pretty solid. I think they came in the top 4, if memory serves me correctly.
They got third, I'm pretty confident.
Third, okay. Yeah, they're pretty good. I think they took Easy Skins quite a long way in their matchup. I remember casting that and being really surprised and, you know, impressed with Choke Gaming. And they're going to be starting on the T side here today. Is the we did just miss out on the 9th round, I believe. But 4 decoys, and then Cray Smurf has gone for his utility. So it's going to be interesting to see how they use those decoys. It's going to be the kind of fake that we've seen VP doing a lot in the past. Or just going to rush on in. It appears that it's going to be a rush straight through Monster. Flap by Flap is there with the Molotov. He's going to be throwing that one out, but eats the grenade and gets headshotted down from Mighty Max. A pretty important kill. They haven't got the bomb planted just yet, but it's going to be going down any second now. Now the retake is in for the CTs.
So what were the decoys for?
Good question. I didn't use any of them on their entry, I think.
No, I mean, they figured just 2 of them, but they just keep them straight. But anyway, Mighty Max still fighting and actually coming away with 2 kills there. So 2 on 2. Neither Hedix nor Shepherd of Fire have kits moving into this. So Peggy and Yolof, I guess he is English, so Jolof, in pretty good spots right now for the post plan. Hedix, of course, on the bomb, but Peggy will take him down, and Jolof to get that last kill onto Shepherd of Fire. I guess it's just a habit to spend the $50. I mean, I know I always buy one, and I rarely use it, but...
Well, the thing is, some people use decoys as, and I guess, you know, this kind of lives up to its name as well, as a kind of decoy flash, right? Like, if you pop a decoy around the corner, instinctively, as a CT, you're going to turn your head. You're going to be like, oh god, there's a flashbang coming in, I've got to turn away. And in doing so, it's actually a decoy. They just rush in and try and get the kills. And I think that's kind of half what we saw on the Monster. They threw 2 through.
Yeah, it might have been what the first 2 were for.
3 scouts, though. Okay.
And it is overpass.
Yeah, it can work. But again, Choke just going straight in for B.
I mean, they got Rolly. I'm just going to go with Rolly. He took his scout long. Flappity Flap is already gone down. And now, like, you're trying to retake with 3 scouts. One of your 5.7s does get you a kill. What do? You just save the scouts here and just have 1 more go? They still have some scouts and maybe 2 upgraded pistols in the next round, at least 2 P250s. I don't really see any reason to throw these scouts away and give SMGs of Choke Gaming more kills and more money.
I agree. I think that's the play here, especially when that smoke comes down, completely neutralizes their vision. I just realized I was calling him Flap Die Flap, but of course it's Flappity Flap.
I think it's Flappity Flap, yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Looking for the Chub Scouts.
Maybe he's got the new Apple iFlap, but he flapped it, so it's a flapped iFlap. Maybe that's what's going down.
Flap Die Flap. I feel Flappity Flap is solid. I think you got it. Hit the nail on the head. And they're going to keep these 3 scouts. Nice headshot by them as well. I think it was Hedix that landed it.
Guess you'd expect him to get headshots with a name like that.
Mm-hmm. False advertisement if you don't. You'd be sued for that kind of stuff.
But X. So Crazy Smurf still taking the MAC-10. Peggy with the P90. And yeah, here we go. They don't even upgrade the pistols. Flappity Flap just stays on the P2K. RBS will stay with a USP and buys a flash. The Shepherd of Fire tries to take an early peek out towards the fountain. Doesn't come away with anything, but the 2 pistols, the 2 vanilla CT pistols team up through that shorter drain, do find 1 frag, but the round is pretty much over right after that.
Yeah, you can see what they're going for, as you called in the last round. Just keeping the scouts alive, trying to give themselves a glimmer of hope. In round 3, it doesn't really pay off. Not expected, though, really, from the Imperial Dragons. If they get a couple kills, maybe an AK in one of the Swedes' hands, not even looking good. As it stands, though, it's all on Shepherd of Fire. He's been picked off, and now Imperial Dragons will need to be getting themselves in this 4 spike. Not going to be a fantastic one, though, by any stretch of the imagination. 4,000 or thereabouts, you're not going to see an open play. Not too many grenades to play with either if they'll go for the M4s. And interestingly enough, you know, in this current meta, you're seeing a lot of A4s. This is a full A1 buy-up from Imperial Dragons. No one's gone for the A4. That's not something you see too often nowadays.
Yeah, definitely not. I do like the mixture. You know, either two A4s or 2 A1Ss and 3 of the other kind each way. I think it's nice to have a mixture, and I think the patch encourages that, so maybe a bit odd to see the A1Ss. That being said, Overpass is a map with a lot of long sight lines and, of course, a lot of opportunities to get in behind your opponents and find a flank, and at that point, the silencer is going to be very, very effective. As that was I haven't seen that Molotov to the tree. I don't even know if that quite would have worked out, but you could definitely make it work out. So I kind of like that idea. Throw that Molotov from party. That way you don't risk yourself on the corner at long A, where most people generally throw that Molotov to tree.
Yep. This is a slight variation on a Molotov that we see thrown a lot, but as you say, I think it may have been slightly off. I didn't quite catch where it landed, but of course it's kind of not too important in this round because Imperial Dragons had a much more passive stack. You can see I only have one flashbang and one defuse kit to try and fend off the last 35 seconds of this round. And if Choke do execute onto a site, this could be a bit sketchy for them because there's 3 players here from Imperial Dragons. Here come the smoke. Broly was in a good position, but he gets picked off from Crazy Smurf. Meanwhile, the lurk is coming in through Monster. That is going to be Immy. He could pick himself up a couple frags from that position. Meanwhile, RBS is just outside the bank and will pick off the frag, but the bomb has been dropped and the T's managed to scurry away to bathroom. It'll be a hard retake here for the CTs.
Yeah, I mean, Shredder 5 does have a kit. RBS will get in that first kill on their way into the bomb site. But even still, it's a 3-on-3. Joloff is quite low, but Mighty Max hiding in a very good spot. And now Immy is just coming in from behind. And that'll be that. Choke Gaming now with 3 in a row.
Yeah, all about
4
that.
in a row.
Look. Yeah, 4 in a row. But I guess, you know, the real tried and tested rounds, it's pretty much just the one rifle round that they've won so far. That one rifle round is going to really sting Imperial Dragons. You have to go right back to the drawing board and eco it up again. Of course, this is a CT-sided map, I think most people would agree. So Imperial Dragons being potentially 5-0 down is going to put a lot of pressure on their shoulders. The next round, of course, they will be able to buy up, and I assume that they'll be able to get an AWP in play as well if they so choose. Which could be pretty big, looking for the connector control, but with that Deagle not spotting anything, Choke again opting for the A push. We've only really seen one full-on B push, that was in the pistol round. And since then, Choke Gaming have been opting for A. And it's been working. Look at this, completely vacant from Imperial Dragons who stacked B.
Yeah, I like this. More or less just deathballing, sticking together with these AKs. Probably not expecting much of a force buy. Maybe just a bit of a stack. So they'll stay together. They did have one man. It was Immy kind of pulled off in by himself, which makes me a little nervous because if that one AK goes down, then suddenly Imperial can save it and they've had themselves a really solid eco round. And that's exactly what happens, right? Immy gets one, but he ran into 3 CTs. So Rolly Winklar has been able to pick up that AK. He'll scurry off to safety. Meanwhile, Crazy Smurf still getting kills. And you mentioned that op coming out for Imperial Dragons. We saw what Hedix did with that scout. You know, had a pretty nice headshot with it. So Hedix will want to get his op up and running here on the CT side. I think it will be the first time they've had one. And he's got enough for op armor at 5,800.
He does,
but he doesn't go for it. RBS goes for it.
Yep, RBS is going to be looking for that.
Is it a spawn for his team? It's a spawn thing.
It must be. He had the perfect spawn to pick mid. Yeah, that is the best spawn you can get, like straight up. You can see he's already going to be in a good position to jump on to balloons and have a quick peek across, doesn't land the shot. But yeah, I think that was a purely spawn thing, Joey, as you mentioned.
So, fortunately for him, he doesn't run into anybody. Peggy, though, did take quite a bit of damage. Might have been from an early nade, or maybe he did get shot through the wall. I didn't quite notice. But you can see Choke Gaming once again just wanting to send 4 up long. So Hedix at long, and RBS actually has this op over on the short side of the bathrooms, the banana side. I like the banana call, but I feel like it still might confuse viewers if we just say that.
True, yeah. The other issue is, though, if you call short, like there's 2 shorts on this map, you got short B and short A. So it gets a bit confusing either way, I suppose. The Imperial, for me, what's quite jarring is how passive they are on the CT. They're really stacking the passive defenses up, and while that's fine if you mix it in with a couple of aggressive pushes, I feel on Overpass CT side you do need to be aggressive sometimes. You do need to be getting up in the face. They tried it with RBS, but as soon as he misses the shot, they pull themselves back. And now you can see that Choke Gaming is going to get on the site for free. RBS misses the shot, that's his life gone. And Joloff's also going to pick up the frag onto Flappity Flap. So this round's gone horribly wrong for Imperial Dragons.
Did you see those bullet holes through the through that smoke? Or maybe that was just on my screen. Yep, it's gone terribly wrong. Like you said, very, very passive. RBS gets aggressive at the start of the round with that op, trying to find a kill, but as soon as they don't see him at Fountain, they all just pull, I mean, basically all the way back into A. And, well, let's see, 2 of them up. Neither of them, both are shooting, so no one's on the bomb, but they're getting these frags, but Immy still there and finds a quick 2K right at the end. And I think CTs might have been out of time anyways.
Yeah, they're cutting it really fine there. He played that to perfection. Knew his job was just to hide in, play the time. That's what he did. And they reached the rewards. So Choke Gaming had more than enough and the opportunity to go for an AWP if they chose. But they want to go for AKs. And again, it's the same as yesterday. I remember saying this, if it ain't broke, why fix it? Choke Gaming have had a lot of success with their AK-47 rounds. And there's no reason to mix it up. Plus, they may think that Imperial Dragons are on the eco. And that's where the AWP can definitely get bogged down and rushed and picked off. So across the board, good decision from Choke Gaming. They're going to know now as they see Antia, the CZ, and the 5-7 shooting up from long that this is an eco round. And they can react accordingly. Imi's consistently been lurking on
yeah, he's been lurking real hard.
And I wonder at what point Imperial Dragons are going to call that and try and play aggressive. Again, as I said, you need to play aggressive somewhere on the map in the CTs. You can't just hang right back because that's when information just slips by the wayside. And info is so key in a map like Overpass. Indeed, it's important in every map, to be fair, but Overpass especially, I would say.
Yeah, especially on your T side with how fast the CT rotation is. Alright, so this one's actually become very, very close. But as I say that, Peggy finds RBS. So Shepherd of Fire in the bank. Look at the money. It's not great, but if he saves this gun, he will be able to drop, and they can probably mount a bit of a force up in the next one. Please land in the water. Okay, he does. I like, of all the things that was kept in Counter-Strike, you know, falling into 1 inch of water, you take no falling damage. Like, why?
I don't know, man. It's a bit crazy, isn't it?
There were so many other things that were, you know, I guess opinion, but like maybe better in previous versions of, and all the things to keep, they keep that. Was it just so that Aztec could be ported? Like, it must have been.
To keep Aztec in the running. And then ironically it fell out of play like almost instantly and everyone hates it.
Yeah, almost a decade ago. Like, I don't really know what anyone was expecting.
Here we go. Here's Headaches with the
8 years.
This is what we're expecting before Joey. Headaches with the AWP. We had a good spawn for it this time around. RBS did miss a couple key shots when he took it. And now Imperial Dragons, I mean, quite simply put, they have to start winning rounds right here, right now, otherwise this map could definitely edge away from them.
Ooh,
in these
nice
early
double
stages.
spray down.
Yep, very nice. It does get traded out though, so again the terrorists are keeping the nose just slightly ahead. This kill could be huge from Flaffity Plat, but he decides to turn around. Looking through Connector's gonna spot a play, but Imi lands the headshot. And just like that, the equality is flushed down the toilet, and Choke Gaming looking to aggress on the B side. It's all gonna be on Shepherd of Fire.
I mean, is that one of the best spots? He's at the headshot ledge. It gets a headshot, but Joloff is there for the trade. And that's going to put Rolly Winkler in a 1 versus 2. Peggy to plant the bomb. They'll fall off to the canal. Joloff went over to the CT stairs. And the smoke goes. And well, Rolly, yep, kind of beats it a little bit in front of it. He actually does turn, brings down Peggy. Joloff already quite low. And that nade gets him even lower. Virtually even on the HP right now. Taps the bomb. Looking over, expecting him to have been in the pit. Joloff jumping across with the knife. Now falls into the pit. Buying himself quite a bit of time and a nice shot to finally finish off Rolly. That was pretty crazy 1v1.
I've got to highlight how well Joloff played that. Round.
You've merged the players.
I have Rolly and Jolie together now. Joloff. The fact he jumped up and saw the head just moving across, therefore he knows instantly it's not the full defuse, drops down. Very well played. You can see that Imperial Dragons, they're really suffering now, right? They're going for another force buy, but again, they only got 1 defuse kit. They have got enough grenades to play with, but this could quickly just be fanned out. And Choke Gaming going for the rush. The huge aggression. You always like to see this, the mix-up in pace. I'm not sure if Imperial are able to stand up to this one. Peggy lands the headshot, and just like that, the sight has fallen. Will be planted on Molotovs. Wow. Keeping the players at bay. 2 mollies, in fact, landing there. You can see Flappity Flap cannot do anything about this.
He's just sitting back here roasting. Now even more flashes. Choke Gaming are just absolutely denying any of these CT rotations. And I think, even with just Shepherd of Fire going down, those Molotovs and those flashes bought so much time that Imperial Dragons is just going to save with 4 people alive. 3 people alive.
Brutal,
that's rough.
It?
And that was a light and passive B defense, right? Only 2 people there. And when that first guy goes down, like, the site is just lost.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. That's why Choke went for that hyper aggression. They have lost another player. I was gonna say, if I'm Choke Gaming there, I'm calling for like the just ruthless aggression. Like take as many of those weapons away from Imperial as possible, even if it's at the cost of your life. Because you can see the economy; they can easily replenish those AK-47s with the armor and all the grenades, no problems whatsoever. And already they're on a solid round score for this half, even if they were to lose the rest, which is looking highly unlikely. But that's the thing. That's why we like to see teams mixing it up, Joey, on their T side, because you really can catch the CTs in transition. You can catch them completely unawares. As you say, a very light defense on B gets taken down with ease, and there's another entry frag. This time it's Imi.
Yep, and it's Shepherd of Fire who goes down first again. So he's been taken out. Flappity Flap, RBS still over at B. Molotov actually does land in behind the sandbags, trying to clear anyone out if they've moved up behind that smoke. Here's RBS. RBS has been pretty good. Top fragging here on the Imperial Dragon side. 9 kills, 9 deaths, so he maintains even. Oh, he tries to go behind the site there on the ledge. He gets shot in the air. Then Flappity Flap really stepping up, but Peggy eventually bringing him down, and it's into a 2-on-2. Flashbang going in. Rolly taking point here on the retake. Unsure of where these guys are. They're actually being flanked around by Peggy. He's trying to make a play, and now he really will have to. Peggy in a 1 versus 2. Looks like Rolly's got a read on this. He will miss, and Hedix is low. Hedix still on the bomb, and he gets the defuse. Peggy does find the kill, but Imperial Dragons finally on the board.
It's such a sketchy position, though. Like, they get the defuse. They've now reset the round loss bonus, but because they lost all their players, look at their buy. It's horrendous. Flappity Flap on just a 5-7, not even Kevlar behind a couple for masses. Almost worst case scenario for Imperial Dragons. Choke Gaming will take this trade. If they win this round, it's back to Eco or Force Buy for ID. So huge important round for them. And Jollof is going to be trying to push through connector. That flashbang keeps him at bay for now. But again, with the utility being so strapped as it is for Imperial Dragons, that one flash just coming out on connector may not be enough, even though it stops him in his tracks. You can now see there's only a smoke and a flash in play for ID.
Yeah. Pretty rough round already. This time Hedix drops first. Now Rolly in the bathrooms gets caught off guard by Mighty Max. Peggy getting a kill. Imi lurking super hard. This time actually gets a kill, but does still go down to RBS. So RBS taking that AK and his 1 kill and probably sitting tight. He remains even 10-10. Next closest or next best KD on the team is Rolly Winkler, 7-9. But I mean, you look at Peggy, 15-4, Mighty Max 10-6. This has been a very, very tough game, and Peggy actually picking up his 16th frag and denying that AK.
The nightmare has just been realised. Look at the economy for ID. Just one play is over $1,500. That's Hedix. And they're gone for the Force Buy. This is going to be over quick potentially for Choke Gaming. Best case scenario, if Imperial Dragons win this round, is a 10-5 half-time scoreline on CT side. That's just not good enough. And Choke typically, from what I saw, are a much stronger CT side than they are the T side as well. So they'll be going through into their favourable side. I like it as well.
Stack, but hearing this, yeah, obviously hearing the thunder beat of the CTs moving on in, they're in the playground. It's actually not going well at all. The terrace, I thought we're going to be pretty aware of what was about to happen. Here you go, maybe finding their second round. Oh, Imi though, coming in, getting 2 now. Joloff from the other end. I think he has come up the stairs to get in behind the CT. So now it's just Hedix. I mean, if it wasn't already round 12 and the score was 10-1, like let's say this was round 2 or 3 or something. Like this would have been impressive for the Imperial Dragons, making it so close and almost finding a win. But the fact that it's 11-1, Sharks greater than Dragons, you know, pretty rough.
Yeah, that's the thing about CS. You've always got to keep things in context, right? Like as you say, if that's the 3rd or the 4th round, you're thinking, okay, nice job, Imperial Dragons. You've ate away some of the economy of Choke Gaming. The fact of the matter is that was a Force Buy. They're now into an eco. They're 11-1 behind, and Choke Gaming have players on $13,000. Everybody able to buy up for the rest of this half, whatever happens. That's simply not good enough. As impressive as it was, it
and
really
they gotta
is.
pull out a double eco too.
Exactly. So
look how much that win hurt them.
This could go like 14-1. Yeah, that's what I said at the time. Like, they get the win, but they lost all the weapons.
They lost
and
everybody.
that
And
forced
immediately thrown into a double eco because they lose their losing blood. I mean, of course you need rounds, but it's like you'd almost rather lose just while having guns at this point.
It's finding that balance point when you're trying to come back at CTs. No decision is easy in this kind of scenario. You go for the force, sometimes it'll work, you look like geniuses, sometimes it'll backfire and you just get crushed. And the frag's coming out thick and fast through connector.
That was sick.
Oh, Rolly. I thought he missed his opportunity there. He'd just pick up the frag, but still the bomb's been planted. No Kevlar on him, so the aim punch will be coming in as soon as he peeks around that corner. 2-on-2 though, they got a chance.
Yeah, the problem is no armor here for the CTs, which will make these fights quite a bit difficult. Somehow Rolly only taking 3 damage, and actually Flappy Flap brings down Peggy, and Rolly fights Crazy Smurf. Alright, I guess armor doesn't matter if you don't get touched. 3k for Flappy Flap, 2k for Rolly, and they get in there quick, and they get it done. Bomb defused, took 10 seconds. But there's 2 on the board for the Imperial Dragons.
Really surprises me that Choke Gaming lost that round. Maybe they're getting a bit too carried away, losing a bit of focus, taking the foot off the accelerator. This is something that Launders discussed, I think, the last time the 3 of us casted together, which is typically the team that's winning will often lose like a couple of fairly
last few rounds, yeah.
dumb rounds because of mistakes. And he had a couple of theories on that, which I was very interested, to hear. And I definitely agree with that. You do often see that coming in, so maybe that's a kind of affliction that Choke Gaming are suffering from right now. They need to put this back on track.
Yeah, I think
it'll still be solid.
It's just that you kind of win by doing the same thing, and then you get figured out a little bit by the opponent near the end, and there's no time to make that adjustment, so it's just the team that's been losing that comes away with a couple rounds. Although, a little bit of time to make an adjustment here. There's still, like, what, 2 rounds left. We've got a 4-on-4. Now, 3 and Immy down at 9 HP, so not very healthy. They're trying to set up for some A smokes. Let's see where Crazy Smurf going to bank, the other one going to the stairs. So just your 2 basic smokes to take on that A site. Still a smoke in the bathrooms, keeping them out, and Rolly on the other side of it is waiting for this, but Crazy Smurf somehow taking him down without taking any damage. Molotov, that's going to push, who was that? Headaches, yeah, all the way back. He's taken down, and a 2-on-2 just like that, but oh my gosh, the artillery strike was ordered by Shepherd of Fire, and Immy goes down. Now it's Mighty Max fighting, and on the corner takes down 2, 3k overall, and will once again completely disrupt Imperial Dragon's economy into the last round. That is going to hurt. Yeah,
it really is. A couple of assault rifles, but that's basically all. Deagle, 5.7s. Choke Gaming eyeing up the 13-2 halftime scoreline. The AWP of Immy didn't have a fantastic spawn, so I'm not expecting to see him peak too early. Imperial Dragons, though, have to go for aggression here. There's no point playing standard with these kind of weapons. Going to be holding the close angles with the 5.7s. That's really where they shine. Of course, the one-tap potential from the Deagle, it's okay to go for the peaks and almost use it like a mini AWP or a mini scout, but the issue is that Choke Gaming are playing this one passively, and in doing so, they're going to be hoping that Imperial Dragons expend what little utility they have. And so they're playing this one perfectly. Again, they're going for the long stack, which has worked so many times. There's 4 players on B. They've heard a lot of noise around there. And in doing so, really, it's just going to come down to flappity flap. In fact, there's 3 players on B, pardon me, and there's 2 up here. There is a boost in effect, so both these players are going to be wrapping themselves around back to the site again and trying to fend off this push.
Yeah, Choke Gaming's pretty much just bounced back and forth between going long, slow on rounds like this. Oh, the triple spray down! Flappity flap, so close! Had 2 more bullets, but decided to pull back as he saw a 4th off to the side, so he didn't want to go down. So far, he hasn't taken any damage. Another flash coming out. He tries to bring down, I think that was Immy over on the right. But a beautiful round from Flappity Flap. I was really, really hoping for that triple spray down because you love to see things like that.
Yeah, especially as they're firm underdogs now as well.
Yeah.
That would have been huge. That barrel's going to completely give away Immy's position. There's one. Oh, player low. You thought maybe Rolly could get things going there. Instead, he gets traded out 2-on-2, but both of the terrorists are pretty low. 10 seconds. They have to go for the plant. And look at this. Headaches is coming around from behind. He's going to be lurking. There's the first frag. It's going to be Mighty Max by himself. Spots the first player. Knows where the second is as well. He has to take a risk with his HP and very nearly gets it done.
He must, yeah.
He picks that kill up on Headaches and anything's possible. But still Imperial Dragons. Let's put this into perspective. Yes, they win the round, but they only got 3 rounds on their CT half. This is definitely not a 12-3 half-time score.
Just a flesh wound.
Nearly a flesh wound, maybe. Are they going to have the best T side ever?
They might.
Maybe.
I mean, I've seen it happen before, although not really expecting it to happen. Choke Gaming, I haven't really seen them play. I think I've seen them play on, I want to say Cobble, and then here on Overpass, as these are best of ones. I think this is the second time that we've covered Choke Gaming here during the regular season. I don't know, they seem really good as an Overpass team. Like they know what they want to do. They're able to hit their entries in B. They got nice smokes for both sites. I really like their use of Molotovs, like the round where we saw them throw their Molotovs in Graffiti. And I mean, they only killed 1 guy. They throw these Molotovs like window, 2 in Graffiti, and then follow those up with flashes after the fact. Like the CTs went and saved, even after just, you know, it was 4 on 5 because those Molotovs burned, pun intended, so much time off the clock. And then we saw them every time they go into A, they're dropping, you know, Molotovs into the bank, 1 at long, in case Hedex is hiding out on the other side of the wall. Like, he can't push them. And, I mean, Choke Gaming seem to know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, they had a really good set of strats. And then at the same time, they also had the entry fragging potential coming in. The likes of Imi was getting a lot of them. He was also lurking on the B side time and time again. So they had a pretty good balance between lurking and full-on strats. Really keeping Imperial Dragons kind of unsure as to what was going on. But here we go, roles now reversed. Imperial Dragon's going to be trying to push on to the A site. Not interested in the B play. We did see decoys landing there from them, so they used them in more of the orthodox way, whereas Choke Gaming just threw them through onto the site. Well, he's going to pick up the first frag, and then the instant rotation comes through Connector. Pretty solid idea. It's really only going to be on Crazy Smurf to stop this push for now, but he does have some help coming in the form of Mighty Max on top of that. He's going to be able to stop the bomb plant. There's the first frag. No one checks Monster. Finally, the spin-around headshot comes into play. The bomb will be planted, and the T's have the 4-on-3 advantage.
I think that decoy was actually throwing Shepard to fire for a while. Mighty Max threw it into the pit there. Keep making some noise. Imi will find 1 more frag, but RBS closing it out, getting a 2K here on this pistol round, and still maintaining the top fragging award for his team. RBS 13 and 15 right now. And everyone has actually kind of caught up and starting to pull their own weight for the side of Imperial Dragons, despite it being pretty rough and only having 4 round wins here.
Oh, it's key for them to win that pistol. It does give them a chance. Again, we're going to see a couple of scouts picked up. 3 were on Imperial Dragons when the roles were very much reversed, and only 2 this time for Choke Gaming. One of which is going to be on Crazy Smurf, who's residing on A. He's the only player that's there. The rest of the team is stacked on B. And of course, you'd expect nothing less than the jump scout in a position like this. You can get information. You can also land a cheeky headshot potentially. Very much a mixed bag of weaponry for Imperial Dragons, though. Interesting enough, I don't think Rolly's got anything, just a pistol. So probably opting for the earlier AWP for Imperial Dragons.
Yeah, kind of odd. I mean, it seems that Hedex is the main opper. Of course, we saw RBS taking 1 round on spawn. Maybe Rolly gets it done on the T side. I'm not sure. We'll just have to wait and see. As Hedex will bring down Imi. I think he was one of those scout users. So now it's just Crazy Smurf with the scout. He's got to put the blood in the water for those pistols. Got to gobble them all up. But I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's a really solid rotation from Imperial Dragons again. See 4 players, 30 seconds, it's all on Peggy. He does have the Deagle though.
Whoa, that Deagle's sick.
Yeah, Sunset Store, I've never seen that before. Oh, I believe Rolly just blocked that shot, so kind of fortunate that was looking like it could have been a headshot coming in. But it is going to be 3, 4 players down for Choke Gaming. RBS with the headshot through the smoke onto Crazy Smurf, and Joloff is just going to save his 5-7. He has the Kevlar, no point throwing this away. So slowed round again for Imperial Dragons, and well, Rolly did die, but remember he's just the player of the pistol, so it's no huge deal for the T's.
Yep, Joloff here just going to try to save. So counting the last half, this will now mark 3 in a row for the Imperial Dragons, which is quite a lot considering up until a couple rounds ago they hadn't even won one. So it's looking pretty good. A lot, of course, going to depend on the first rifle round. Should be another easy one for Imperial Dragons. I don't think Choke Gaming are going to want to be too... I mean, they've got a lot of rounds to use, but I don't think you want to be too reckless. Probably just try to use Joloff get some more kills, maybe get a gun in one of these other guys' hands. There's one AK, one Galil for the taking, as Imperial Dragon's still relying pretty heavily on the Room Brooms.
Bit of an odd decision to put 3 SMGs in play. Typically at this kind of stage you're expecting to see 1, maybe a push 2 SMGs coming in, and 2 of those SMGs were bought up this round. Now, obviously they can trade out, but that's going to be a loss of a little bit of money unless they get the farming effect this round. So, getting a bit odd overall. I'd have expected to see another AK or Galil coming into fruition, but there's Mighty Max just pushing straight through. Headaches with one of the aforementioned SMGs. The UMP, in fact, does pick up the first frag, and the tags are coming in. I think Joloff dinked a couple of players, or Shepard off fire with that 5.7. Here comes the flashbang. It's going to land on all 3 players, and he can try and shoot them down now with the 5.7. Not able to do anything there. Galil coming into fruition, and Shepard of Fire does connect the shots, taking us down to a 4-2. Bomb's about to get planted as well.
Well, it's going to fall on Peggy, who I think is still top frag in the server, just coming in with the USP. Going to get smoked again. Moments will come in close, and yeah, he is still top fragging with those 18 kills. Rolly jump spots him and then finishes him off. 2 kills for Shepard of Fire, 2 for Rolly Winkler, and now we get into what we've been wanting to see here, the first rifle round in the second half. Some rebuying. Actually, our Imperial, I don't know if they're in a position where they can be confident enough to keep these SMGs into the rifle round, but it looks like they're doing it. Shepard of Fire and Flappity Flap not wanting to rebuy. That's pretty ballsy play.
It is ballsy, but look at the head armor, or lack thereof of Choke Gaming. No one has head armor. So MP7 and UMP could just destroy them. They're all stacking through monster. This is always super risky. One well-placed grenade and things quickly get sketchy, but that's a headshot for the UMP, as we were speaking before. That's the issue. That is the risk. And almost the out-mind game from Imperial Dragons, assuming that Choke Gaming wouldn't have head armor. They go for the SMGs and get the opening pick. They have found themselves in a 4-on-3, though. While the bomb is planted, this can quickly go south for the terrorists, and now the CT's trying to chime together.
I thought Headaches maybe had an opportunity where he could grab both of those guys, but unfortunately Peggy was aware of what was going down, catches him now. RBS trying to make a play through this smoke. Yeah, he will. He takes him down. RBS finishing off that round with 2.
Peggy just team killed Mighty Max in a 2-on-2 or a 2v3.
Oh, is that what? I thought their numbers depleted pretty quickly.
That is pretty terrible timing, I've got to say. Choke Gaming have lost their first real rifle round as well, so Imperial Dragons, we were questioning the UMP. MP7, is it going to work, isn't it going to work? And it turned out that lack of head armor really did cost Choke huge on the barrel player. Insta death, and from there on in an easy execution. So Imperial Dragons, they are coming back into this. All 4 of the opening rounds won their way.
And I like that the UMP is still there for Headaches. I don't know how he takes fire damage, but he does, and then just steps on a grenade. How unfortunate. Headaches picking up $1,200 with those 2 frags, so that UMP definitely paying off, and I would, at this point, not even going to be surprised if he decides to just keep it again into the second rifle round, which will be round 21, and I mean, you hate to say it, but, you know, in before Choke Gaming, living up to their name, right?
That's the thing. If you call yourself Choke Gaming,
you just open yourself up to,
really
to the puns. You can't. Like, I
Especially,
didn't want to make it. I have to make it.
Especially when the map is going this way, when you're thinking, okay, it's 12-3 at half time. Now you're moving through into the CT side. Like this should just be done and dusted. This map should be easy peasy for you, and then you lose the opening 4 rounds, and it's looking like the 5th round. Now this was an eco, of course, for Choke Gaming, so kind of expected, but if they lose the next one as well, the pressure is going to be mounting so much for Choke Gaming. This is a crucial round. They're going to have enough for an AWP if they want, alongside full buy-up, and they are going to go for it. Crazy Smurf takes it down for himself. Mighty Max opting for the FAMAS so he can get full grenades. I'm a fan of that play, I like it. Did have enough for the M4, but it would have been skimping out on a few grenades, which is so crucial on this kind of map, and 4 incendiary grenades as well for Choke Gaming.
Alright, so right away they go for the boost here. Outside of the bathrooms, a pretty powerful spot. Not like they really need that many rounds. They can try to use some of these spots. They just need 4, and yeah, no surprise, Headaches will keep that UMP. The difficult thing for Choke Gaming now is if they lose this round, or even if they win this round, it's going to take quite a few rounds to actually get Imperial off of a full rifle buy.
Yep.
Some of these guys were up at 10, 12K at the start of this round, and I don't even think, what are they at? Yeah, still are, right? 11.5, 11.9 are the two richest players. That's Rolly and RBS. RBS now positive KD, 17, 15, closing in very quickly on Peggy's 19 frags. And this is certainly turning around to look like a T-sided map today.
Absolutely. Which is typically the way that a lot of main games go. You know, you can throw the standard meta really out the window. Makes for a very entertaining gaming. But there's Headaches. Gets the upper hand on Imi. That's a well-placed Molotov.
4 kills in 2 rounds for that man with the UMP.
He's getting the monies. Rolly comes in. He gets traded up, but so does Peggy in another rifle round. Goes begging for choke. And as Crazy Smurf can pull off something spectacular, this should be going the way of the terrorists once more. He lands the first shot and the second shot. Very nicely done. Both players are going to be screened out from that smoke. The defuse is not coming in just yet. They do have a kill on Joloff. He's pushed aggressively. He gets traded out from Headaches. He's on 2 HP. And Crazy Smurf doesn't have the defuse kit. He's going to have to go for the frag.
Oh,
This is it. Headaches peeks him against the headshot. Again, the lack of head armor comes out to haunt Choke Gaming. Oh my goodness.
I guess the call hadn't come out that he was super, super low. 2 HP. The sidearm would have been much better. I don't think the head armor or anything matters once you miss that op shot. You're not pulling out your secondary in time to beat a UMP or any submachine gun for that matter. Wow. That UMP from Headaches has been massive. He's kept that. I don't think he's even had a rifle yet this entire game.
No, he hasn't.
Or half, excuse me.
He had the UMP for like 4 rounds in a row, I think.
Yeah. Through
Or
2
5.
rifle rounds and 2 anti-ecos. He got kills on all of them. The dude is rich.
I think he actually had it for 5 rounds, and now he's got the AWP. So, just money in the bank. And again, Choke Gaming, because they lose that rifle, they're on eco. They're stacking together. This is really one of the only things you can do in this situation, but Imperial playing it perfectly, almost taking a leaf out of the Choke Gaming textbook, going for the long play.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the best avenues to avoid the pistols. And they will leave a man, Rolly Winkler, in the back of the connector, kind of controlling that, just in case the CTs want to make a push for it. And then, of course, Headaches was off watching the B push. He'll now group up with Rolly Winkler, and I think they'll want to go... Well, maybe they won't want to go up the stairs. Imperial still have themselves in a place where they could quickly back off to that connector and just hit B. Meanwhile, Imi's already gone down, Joloff onto 18 HP. And the Molotov's going out. Smoke to the stairs, Molotov to the bank. Peggy does find one. Flappity Flap is there. And yep, the bomb is going through the connector into the B site.
Choke showed great resilience at I-55. Like, UK scene is typically known for being very tilty. But they're one of the few teams that can hold their nerve, and that's exactly what Mighty Max is doing right now. That double 5-7 kill. Unfortunately, RBS is there with the AK. And there's only a few seconds left as well, by the way, when he got that second kill. Like 3 or 4 seconds remaining.
Yeah,
Choke Gaming can buy again.
Actually, it seems like the time being so low, I don't think that was realized by Choke Gaming, because they were kind of just rushing guns blazing. And I mean, I guess they were pretty committed to setting up a crossfire, which did allow Mighty Max to grab those 2 kills and get it so close. Then RBS, of course, having to pull out the quick triple kill there at the end. But yeah, maybe if one of those guys was actually just hiding, maybe Imperial would have run out of time. But now, of course, the comeback is real. Only 2 rounds away right now. But look at this. Crazy Smurf and Imi pulling out the double op setup. And Crazy Smurf will take down Flappy Flap. Now RBS and Mighty Max here helping out and supporting his offer. Headaches, though, does hit the head. But he's all alone in a 1v4. And it looks like Choke Gaming have finally broken the dry spell.
Questionable play though from Imperial Dragons, I've got to say. Like, this very slow push through Monster without really any utility to mask their push in. Didn't even particularly see flashbangs being used. Now Headaches just have to go for it. Second frag, if he
almost finds Peggy.
Inflict a 3rd kill, that in itself could be a minor victory because of the rebuys that would be forced in for Choke Gaming.
I mean, even 2 is gonna hurt.
It does. And puts Choke Gaming again in that position where if they lose a round or they just win a couple, but, you know, survive with 1 or 2 players, it could end up hurting them in the long run. But at least they have finally broken that curse, right? Like, that's the first CT round after, what was that? That was the 8th round of this half, so maybe that's going to shift the confidence a tiny bit.
Yeah. Choke Gaming realizing, hey, we can win rounds on CT's side. I mean, you'd think Crazy Smurf would be better on the blue side, right?
You would think that.
You would think.
Oh, this set play.
Big set play, yeah. Smokes raining down everywhere. Barrels, though, not dealt with any utility, but of course dealt with when Shepherd of Fire just comes in and shoots Piggy in the face. Now a 5-on-3. Mighty Max trying to fight back and even things up. He does just that. Finds 2 kills, but stripes back, tries to get into cover, walks into the Molotov. So Flappity Flap grabbing a kill. It's a 3-on-2 post-plant situation. Terrace not budging at all. Choke Gaming, it's going to be very difficult for them. They have to push out. And they've got double ops. Oh, nice shot for Crazy Smurf through Monster. Now having to deal with 2. Might have even tagged that man. Crazy Smurf just running away, trying to save this op. Should be good.
Terrorists win.
And he is.
Problem
But that's
is,
going to
though,
hurt the economy.
are Choke Gaming good right now for economy? I don't think that they are. Yeah, Crazy Smurf can save. Well, he did save, sorry. He can drop it for mass potentially for one of his teammates. Joloff can buy up right now, but I feel the economy is
Yeah, they're going to have to go
in
for
a
it.
place where 2 players are not going to have any weapons whatsoever.
Yeah, but say 5-7 armor nade seems fairly reasonable. Piggy actually will just stay with the P250, so he's trying to bank a little bit of money. I mean, I'm not sure it matters what Piggy has. It's definitely going to come down to Joloff, Immy, and maybe even more so Crazy Smurf with the op to find some of these first kills. And Mighty Max can just play a wide angle, off angle, close quarters somewhere on this map, and more or less what he's doing over there in construction.
Yeah, Emmy's doing what he can to get some information, holding an angle where he can see both long and bathroom at the same time. Rolly is pushing through, though. Again, no smokes and flashes. This could really catch Emmy off guard. He gets spotted and fragged, and he was one of the only players, in fact, the only player on A. They got one that's coming up bank, but it's going to be too little too late for Choke Gaming because the smokes are going to cordon off those entry points for Choke. Another round is just going to slip away. And really, at this point, I'd just be saying, let's save the weapons, guys. There's no way we're taking this site without any defuse kits and only a flash and a HE. Just say.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness, Peggy just got wrecked.
Piggy didn't have anything, so that's like the one that doesn't matter. That might have even been like, yo, Piggy, kind of run around screaming and bait some fire so we know where they are, so the rest of us can avoid them.
Good guy, Peggy.
Piggy's like, yes, sir.
Dice so the rest of his team can live.
Yeah, exactly.
Operation Meat Shield in effect.
Terrorists win.
I think they will be good to save these weapons, judging from their positions. Yep, they're going to be okay. The Imperial Dragon suddenly breathing down the necks of Choke Gaming. From a 12-3 halftime scoreline to 13-12.
I don't know if I'd want a dragon breathing down my neck, you know?
No, I feel like
be
that
honest.
may be detrimental to your health, just a tiny bit.
And Mighty Max still staying on that 5-7, so this round certainly better than the last for Choke Gaming because they were able to save. But then, of course, they're only leading by 1 round, and Imperial Dragon showing no sign of stopping right now on their T side. Well, maybe they do as Crazy Smurf hits one. Shepherd of Fire, though, answers right back, so the 4-on-4. That will favor the Dragons here.
It certainly will. Joloff also picks himself up a frag, so this is a nice start from Choke Gaming. But 2 players moving in onto B side, both Shepherd of Fire and Flap. They also have Rolly, who I think is the player in connector. One of these beat defenders is Mighty Max with his 5-7. It's still good enough to do damage, inflict a lot of pain, but it could end up paying out in the Imperial Dragon's favor, and they're just holding this one slow. They're hoping that more information grabbing comes in for Choke Gaming. The thing is, though, that Choke have a player advantage, and that's typically where the CTs will put their foot on the brake and say, okay, we can stack this 2-on-2 and hope for the best. Immy is getting some information right now, which is pretty crucial for the rest of his team, that no one's coming up long. But that being said, this is allowing Rolly to just push in towards the short on Banana, and he's trying to ping off across to the A side. And in doing so, he has baited out 2 Choke Gaming players, so it's going to be the B execute coming into effect. Peggy was there, did land a shot. A 1-for-1 trade will favour Choke for now, but that bomb will be planted. Smoke's going to cordon off short, and this is going to allow Joloff to push on in and try and claim this frag. There's Mighty Max, and Joloff lands the kill. That's a huge round for Choke Gaming. Their economy still isn't going to quite stabilize just yet, but at least that gives them another 2-round buffer.
Yeah, and Emmy was able to get in there, make the distraction, and pick up an op to take into the next round. So, went down to the wire. Choke Gaming still in a pretty good position. I mean, pretty good if you're just joining us. Oh, Choke Gaming 14-12, they can probably close it out. But if you've been watching this whole series, it's actually a pretty terrible position that Choke Gaming have found themselves in. Not able to win more than 2 rounds yet on almost the entirety of the CT half for them. It's been pretty rough. Imperial Dragons, of course, their economy was so strong, they are still not broken. Although Choke Gaming get themselves in a 2-for-1 situation for the win right here. Because if they are able to take down Imperial Dragons on this round, the Dragons will be broke.
They will be, although RBS does have 7.1k, so if they can get a bomb plant, I feel he can probably drop a weapon or two.
He's the one I missed, yeah.
And with Tech 9s, you know, it's probably not going to be an awful buy, but that's if they can get the bomb planted and some frags. If this is just a shutout round for Choke Gaming, then you're likely going to only see 2 or 3 AKs at most. Or Galils indeed for Imperial Dragons trying to save 3 rounds to keep this one in overtime. But there's a 55 seconds between that potential possibility and where we currently reside, and that's Mighty Max turning around at the worst possible moment, but his teammate is there to deliver 2 fatal frags, and that will put Choke Gaming with a player advantage and 40 seconds to spare. If Crazy Smurf peeks this, he should have the frag, and there we go, it's all unrolly. 35 seconds, spots himself the first. That's going to be Immy up on the stairs. Grenade's not going to do any damage just yet. Here comes the push, 30 seconds now, he has the bomb in his hands, and a smoke. But that smoke's not going to help him whatsoever. Crazy Smurf was on the other side of the pillar and lands the AWP shot 15-12, and well, they didn't even get a bomb plant down. And you can see their economy is not great. Here comes the drops, but it's going to be very iffy buy at best here for Imperial Dragons.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice that RBS had some money so they can get some guns out on the field. It's actually not all that bad. With the Tech 9s, you might want to play a bit quicker to try to hit those entries. But maybe now, if you're an Imperial, you've lost some confidence, having lost now 2 rounds in a row. Crazy Smurf finally starting to heat up. Looks like maybe the curse that Gargamel put on has finally lifted here on the CT side.
I feel like that was a really clever pun, but it completely went over my head.
It was just a Smurf reference.
I never watched it. I'm sorry.
Gargamel was the evil wizard dude.
Nice. I had the feeling it was solid. I was like, that's probably good. I have no idea what you said.
A couple people got it. Although, I don't know, the Smurfs like actually a really old show nowadays, isn't it? It was probably even old when I was a kid.
Yeah, I think it's from like the 60s or something.
Yeah, so maybe that is an old reference. But they had some of the Smurf games on the Game Boy were so fun.
I feel like I missed out on a lot of parts of my childhood. Never played them. Such a slow round though from Imperial Dragons, and you can understand why. As you did kind of touch on before, the fact that they have started to let a few rounds slip is going to definitely play havoc with their confidence, but they do have the player advantage coming into this round. Emmy's fallen, he's been a pretty key player for their team. Oh, can't get the double spray down though. 3 on 2.
Yeah, I thought Joloff was about to win it working around the edge of those smokes, but the players didn't quite line up enough and he couldn't transfer the spray to find them both. So it's rolling into the bank. He's got a 2-kill for himself on the round. Crazy Smurf and Mighty Max. Oh wow, looking at the money for the CT side, it's also not very good, so they will have to forfeit this round, making it closer to a possible overtime scenario.
And this game has been a lot closer than I was expecting it to. I think a lot of people will be in the same boat as you say.
I was expecting a long break because this game was going to be over in about 15 minutes, but it's been anything but that.
At 12-3, I'm thinking, okay, it's going to be like 16-6, maybe 16-7. Nope, Imperial Dragons are proving their worth here. Their T-side a lot better than their CT. Although, at the same time, I will say that Choke Gaming CT side has left a bit to be desired. Hasn't been fantastic. Fair enough, their economy hasn't really built up too much over the duration. But still, when they have had rifles, they've had a couple mistakes. They've made a couple lapses in judgment and have been punished. So this is going to be an eco for Choke, which will take us down to the full 30 rounds. You'd expect Well, there is still an open and M4 in play for Choke, so you never quite know what to expect from them. Crazy Smurf goes for the aggressive play. I like this. If you can get a pick or two, that gives things a real opportunity to go back in their favour. But Shepherd of Fire through the wall there. And there's the second entry frag as well for Imperial. So, the York does absolutely nothing.
He's... I was looking at Jolaf. He was shooting at the ground. What was he shooting? Was he trying to like shoot a gun away?
Yeah, I think he was trying to shoot the gun, so it bounced off the wall and came back towards him. But
yeah,
when you know there's players that are pushing Monster, I'm not too sure about that decision. That being said, he only had a pistol, so I guess he went for desperate play.
Probably done anyways. He was trying to just look like an action movie star.
This buy-up it's going to be okay, but nothing particularly special for Choke. 3 for Masses with an AWP and an M4. It's enough to repel the push, but that first kill I feel in this round is going to be so crucial.
Yeah, it's a pretty light defense here, not a lot of nades, and I think as a result you can see Choke Gaming are wanting to get aggressive. Golof's got out to the Fountain, but Flappity Flap will take them down. But there's Peggy pushing from long, takes out RBS. He's into the playground right now, so pretty good spot for him. It'll keep Imperial guessing and actually shying away from middle. No, in the back. Headaches! 12 HP, able to jump around the corner. They got the information now, a lot of it based on Peggy's positioning. They know that it's got to be all B focused right now. I'm surprised now the rotation hasn't come down. Crazy Smurf's seeing some legs, shooting at them, finds Headaches with a knee shot. And, well, 4 on 3. Choke Gaming looked to be backing off a little bit, kind of regrouping on this defense.
Uh-oh. Imi's coming up from behind. Again, he's lurking. No one realizes this from Imperial. This could be the play. He stops just for now. That's probably the smart play. They're going to line up for him, and he's going to spray down the first player. Doesn't get the second for clean. But at least now that forces the aim of Imperial Dragons to be behind them as well. That look was massive, and Choke Gaming just about hold on to the lead. But my goodness, they have a lot of things to work on. That should have been as easy a win as you're expecting. 12-3 halftime scoreline, going through into your CT side, and you just edge ahead 16-14.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's pretty fair to say that these guys are good aimers. They're good on the fly, breaking into sites, hitting their entry shots. But when it comes to running defenses here on Overpass, both teams failed miserably, right? Maybe a little too passive at times, just too eager to peek and get frags instead of holding crossfires when they were more defensive. It's hard to say exactly what went wrong because it was more a show of just the terrorists looking like they were just dominating. So both teams probably back to the drawing board on the CT sides. But Choke, they will not choke. Choked a little bit, but you know they survived. Someone came in and performed the Heimlich maneuver near the end, and they do take it to the full 30 rounds. And they win 16-14. So who would have thought? Next up, though, for CEVO main, we've got Arctic versus LDLC Blue. I believe this is the Arctic, the A team, just Arctic Esports, not oh my gosh, Architect. What was the other one? Arctic Gaming Logitech G or something, I think.
Yeah, it was some pretty long name. This is the Finnish team, right? I think.
I believe so. It's got Twista Saw, Zore, Sagerton, but we started calling him Swaggerton, and X7. So we've got that game coming up next, and that will be on Mirage. So get to switch up the maps a little bit for our next best of one. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching. All this brought to you, of course, by CEVO, MLG, and of course our sponsors, CSGO Lounge, MSI, and Alpha Draft. Play fantasy esports for cash today with Alpha Drafts. I've been Helium, with me Metuz. I don't know if you've got anything to say, Metuz, before we take a quick break.
Nope.
Nope. All right, guys. It'll be, actually, will it be a quick break? I don't want to lie to you.
I'm on the server for the second game, and it's got quite a few players in, so I think
it should be a very quick break.
Short break. Yeah.